Welcome back to this special edition of the SoCal Scene. Alison Martino joins us now to help us find some true treasures, maybe in our own home, right?
You might have treasures in your home. For example, I collect matchbooks from old defunct restaurants.
Look at that.
And this is a pinch of my collection. But a lot of these matchbooks I found from long-term residents that have lived here. My parents had them in drawers growing up. And when I was a kid, I would organize their drawers because didn't know what to do. And I would find, oh my God, Alan Hale from Gilligan's Island had a restaurant,
Wow.
and they would put his face on the cover. And I think back then, people didn't want to throw these away because they were mementos from a restaurant they went to or a landmark that they visited. And they don't make them really anymore. So I think that these are pieces of art. There's not a soul in LA that doesn't have a matchbook somewhere in a drawer.
Sure.
And I even collect them going back to the 90s, okay?
Wow.
I
Yeah.
know, because the 90s, they still made matchbooks. And a lot of those places are gone because, in LA, a lot of places disappear. Hughes Market, which is Ralph's today. Again, look at the artwork. I think that the artists really took pride in a lot of the artwork. I always think of the Mad Men era of them coming up with, what can we put on the matchbook? Because this is before everybody was taking photos of everything, and now we know what everything looks like.
I think this is also another great thing that you can do with kids. If you've got kids at home, you can kind of take them through a history, right, of Los Angeles, and talk them through. A
Exactly.
little history lesson. Another area that you are a huge collector in is menus.
Vintage Los Angeles menus
Yeah.
only.
Yeah.
When I got a lot of my menus on eBay, that's my go-to. And you have to know what to look for.
And what do we look for?
Well, that's a good question. So would you have any idea what these initials stand for?
J and L? Jerry Lewis?
Oh, I think I may have to give this to you.
Really?
It actually is.
That's what I'm talking
You're
about. I know my
unbelievable.
stuff.
I'm
Yeah.
very, very. This is a menu from the Jerry Lewis Club. Now, a lot of people didn't know he had a club, so you wouldn't know to look for that. This was $1.
Wow.
And after the Jerry Lewis auction that happened, I feel pretty good getting this for $1. So there's actually a lot of great deals if you know what to look for on eBay. Now, Dean Martin had his own restaurant down the street.
Look at that artwork.
No,
I mean, you could just frame just this.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is beautiful artwork. And there was actually a neon sign right in front of it that had his exact face, his character. Don't know whatever happened to it. But they're really, really fun. The Troubadour, which is still around. And you can see some of the bands here that had been playing at the time. Have a look at that.
Wow, James Taylor. Wow.
Neil Diamond.
Randy Newman.
Elton John.
Wow.
So see, they're
So
pieces
what
of
year
history.
is this from?
This would be the early 70s.
Okay. Yeah.
So again, maybe somebody thinks that this isn't worth anything, but it is worth to me. And I think it's worth to history
Yes.
to basically take this stuff, curate it, keep it as a part of history.
So for somebody out there that's watching that's going, oh my God, that's so cool. I want to have that in my personal collection. How do I do that?
So on eBay, the searches that I do, vintage Los Angeles menus.
Okay.
If you put in
So very targeted.
Very targeted. You can go more targeted than that. I'll go Ambassador Hotel, Los Angeles. Don't put Ambassador Hotel because it's going to pull up all the other ambassadors that are around the world.
Right.
I've learned the lesson by putting in the Brown Derby and not putting Los Angeles in.
Wow.
And I got rip-offs from other Brown Derbies that opened up around the country. It had nothing to do with the original.
So we can still do our shopping. We can still do our collecting. We're just going to have to right now do it from the comfort of our home.
You do it from the comfort of your home and just go on eBay and start a search, and you'll find yourself in a rabbit hole, and you might find something you've always been looking for. For example, I'll show you something I've always been looking for.
Which is?
Okay, so, this was mine from when I was a kid.
Charlie's
Right,
Angels?
yeah.
Whoa.
I know I should have the one with Farrah on it, but I don't, sorry. But this is actually quite valuable. I don't have the thermo anymore, but this is a real...
Oh, you had a matching thermo?
There was a thermo with it.
Of course
I
you
lost
did.
it.
Of course you did.
I was a kid. But anyway, these are the real deal.
Yeah.
They're worth anything from $15 to a couple thousand, depending on which one you're looking for.
You say $15 to a couple thousand?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what year would this be from?
So this is late 70s.
Okay.
And, depending on the shape as well, sometimes if they're mint condition, they can be very expensive. But basically, any TV star you loved in the 70s, they made
A lunchbox.
a lunchbox from that show they were in, or, So this is kind of fun. In Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, there's a reference of a of a Bounty Law lunchbox.
Oh, wow.
And this was made for the cast and crew only. I searched for a year for one. It actually does come with, and by the way, it's made exactly like a real
A
lunchbox.
thermos.
Real thermo.
I remember the thermos. Wow.
The real thermo, right?
That is amazing.
Yeah,
That's
yes, please.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, it's
oh
pretty.
my
It's
goodness.
very authentic. Yeah.
Oh,
right?
come on.
Right.
Put your little hot something or another soup or whatever in here. Oh, dang. That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
And I love that there's like the secure thing in there too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Keep
they-
it nice and tight in its spot.
I mean, Tarantino's company, I'm sure they spare no expense on making it
Yeah.
absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say that this was an eBay purchase for me.
Okay. So eBay is the spot then.
eBay's the spot.
Yeah.
Because, and you know, I'm relentless. I'm on all the time. I'm on every day. I'm looking for a specific thing. One year I went online, found that.
And now what about this?
This?
Hey, we're the monkeys,
Okay,
people
so-
serving monkey around. Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm always
Well,
game for a concert. Come
This
on.
is good because everyone always talks about Beatles memorabilia.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? They made monkeys too.
Yeah.
You know, they were just as big at a time.
So what is this? A puppet?
This is a puppet, and
Oh, it's a hand
it's a
puppet.
hand puppet.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's a little bit.
For your fingers.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to get in there, but and of course it used to probably say, "Hey, monkeys," but it doesn't work anymore. But look, it still looks pretty good. It still looks like them. So again, toys are fun to look for on Etsy, and hand me the.
Little Sonny and
Yeah.
Cher moment.
This is from the Sonny and Cher show. This is a frisbee, obviously founded on Etsy for $6.
So I think our big
Yes.
takeaway here is we can't go out and shopping, but we can do it online, right? eBay or Etsy. And then also for, all of us, rummage through our stuff. And then more specifically, if we really want to dive into more vintage Los Angeles types of things, where can we go for that?
You can go to my site.
See what I did there? Yeah.
You did. Vintage Los Angeles on Facebook. And it has been curated. I've been curating it for 10 years. There's about 75,000 images on it. Not just by me, though, by people who have contributed their memories, their own snapshots, things from their scrapbooks. I encourage people to scan their images, put them online, preserve them online, so we can all see them.
Alison Martino, you got us covered.
I'm telling
Truly. Thank you so much.
Thank
Great
you.
resources for all of us as we're sitting at home, really just trying to keep ourselves calm, right?
Yes,
Keep
yes,
ourselves
we are.
occupied.
Yes, we are.
Thank you.